Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? And in today's video, we're going to be grading the 2025 draft class. I'm going to be critiquing it. I'm going to be giving its just due. And I'm going to be telling you guys, what side of the fence was I on in terms of the draft. If you guys are unsure or unclear on how I felt about the draft class, we're going to talk about all those things and more after the intro. So before we hop into the video, I'd appreciate if you guys would like the video, comment, subscribe, and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content. Hopping straight into it right now. Before we even get into the draft class, I'm going to put out some things real quick. I'm going to talk about some things before we get into this topic conversation. Number one, on the fence, there was a huge, if you were paying attention to Instagram, or not even Instagram, it was mainly all these fights were through YouTube and through Twitter in terms of, were you team trenches or team weapons? For me, I was in the middle in terms of I wanted to get this team a lot better. We missed 2 straight drafts, and we didn't do anything in free agency in the past 3 free agency classes, with the past 2, really, to really upgrade and bolster this roster. The Dallas Cowboys were living off of old bodies, as people would say. We were living off of our past. So we were living off that 2020 draft class with Trayvon Diggs and CeeDee Lamb. We didn't add to that in the 23 and the 24 draft class. We were living off that dynamic 22 draft class, in which we got Tyler Smith, Jake Ferguson. Keep wanting to call it Terrence Ferguson, but no, Jake Ferguson, Deron Bland, Sam Williams, Jalen Tolbert. That draft class, we were living off of that draft class, and then in the 21 draft class, we were living off that Micah Parsons, Chauncey Golston, Sam Osadiki draft class. We were living off of those draft classes, where the Dallas Cowboys felt that they did so good in 3 straight draft classes. They felt that they could have messed around and were trying to experiment in the past 2 draft classes, and that's where the problem lies. Everyone that wanted team weapons, and you guys want to give this draft grade a 0, or a failing grade, I don't get upset at the players, get upset at your front office, because if they weren't BSing around in free agency and they took the 2023 and the 24 draft class a lot more seriously, and they added to your weapons. And so, for example, if you guys are wondering what those draft classes are, because we forget, right? The 23 draft class, that was this Mozzie Smith, Luke Schoonmaker. That was the other draft that scarred Cowboy fans, in which they didn't want to draft Michigan players. Okay, Mozzie Smith, Luke Schoonmaker, DeMarvin Overshown, Villian Fehoko, Austin Richards, Eric Scott Jr., Deuce Vaughn, Jalen Brooks. Out of the players I just named, the player that's probably going to get a second contract for sure on your team, more than likely that's going to be an impact player, and then you're going to look at that draft class and say, well, damn, we missed out on the other 8, 9 prospects, but that's the one that balled out for us. That's DeMarvin Overshown, and he's never really got his foot in the door in the NFL because of the adversity a couple of years. I want to use another word, but that is a boo-boo draft class outside of DeMarvin Overshown, and we're hoping and praying that Mozzie Smith is rotational defensive tackle. 24 draft class. So far, I can't really bag on it too much because we're about to be in the year 2 of that draft class. But Tyler Guyton, experiment project. There's people saying, does he really love the game? We're having questions about that. You don't have any questions about this draft class, which I'll talk about in a minute. But you're not questioning throughout any of our draft picks under Brian Schottenheimer who loves football and who don't love football. Every single person, all 10 players we drafted, they all love football. That's not even a question. Marshawn Elam, football player. Cooper Beebe, damn good football player. I like him a lot. Maris Louisville from Notre Dame, I like him a lot. He's going to be a damn good player, him and Overshown. Kalen Carson, solid. I think he's going to be a solid player. He just had a crappy year, has to get used to the speed of the NFL. Ryan Flournoy, we're going to find out. Nathan Thomas, that's an intriguing player for a lot of people. And you got Justin Rogers. Okay, out of this draft class, what? You're going to see 2 people hit, I would say. Maris Louisville and Cooper Beebe, but we needed to hit that linebacker because we didn't have any linebackers to play. So I like Maris Louisville a lot. I love Cooper Beebe. And Marshawn Elam is going to come on. He's going to be a better player, so I'm not even worried about that at all. Now, if you just drafted better in those 2 draft classes, I felt they dressed weapons in those 2 draft classes. I'm not even going to talk about the players they should have drafted, but I will talk about if they were better in those draft classes and addressed the wide receiver position a lot better, the running back position a lot better. We feel differently in the way in which they draft. For example, you know, if it was the fight in the 2023 draft class was between Matthew Bergeron, guard out of Syracuse, or Mozzie Smith, one tech out of Michigan. If you took Matthew Bergeron, he's a damn good right guard for you, and he's able to move people in the run game. We probably don't even draft Tyler Booker in the first round because we probably take Emeka Egbuka because we said, damn, we love the interior of our offensive line. We might go Emeka Egbuka. Maybe that's the receiver that we get. But just because, and that's another thing, y'all hype up Cooper, y'all hype up some of these players too much. I'm not going to call any names, but y'all hype up some of these offensive linemen way too damn much. I would not like one particular offensive lineman that would start for us at that right guard position and would have to block some of the interior guys that we have to deal with in this division. And we know damn well how much better the Philadelphia Eagles got. The Giants, whatever you want to say about the Giants, but their defensive line is a hell of a lot better. And it reminds me for sure of that 2017 defensive line wise, where their NASCAR package is ridiculous. They can run Kayvon Thibodeau, Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, either Dexter Lawrence or Darius Alexander, all at the same time on a 3rd and 8, and your offensive line, Dallas Cowboys offensive line is going to have to figure out how to block them. Everyone raves and craves and talks about Philly. They got Antoine Power Ryland, a 4th round graded player in the 7th round. They got Andrew Makuba, my safety 1. They got Jihad Campbell, my 2nd graded linebacker who can pass rush as well. That team got a lot better. Washington got a lot better. You needed your offensive line to be better. And look at the person that was picking in front of you all damn draft long in the San Francisco 49ers. C.J. West in the 4th round. Alfred Collins, a lot of y'all live out in Texas. Y'all love y'all some Alfred Collins who pay attention to Texas University Longhorns football. Y'all know who Alfred Collins is. So let's not get it twisted. And they got Mikael Williams, who I'm not really that fond of. But that's a 49er type player in which they can develop and just tell them go after the passer. We got so many damn good players. Go figure it out while we're winning football games. So everyone in the conference, the Lions learned from their mistakes. They learned from the butt whoopings they got being hurt last year. They said, you know what? We lost some of our best pass rushers. We're going to add another defensive end. We lost Aleem McNeil and DJ Reader. We're going to get Tyleik Williams, the 2nd best defensive tackle, graded on my board. So the best one tech in the class for me, in my opinion. And they got him. The defensive line across the conference, forget about the NFL, the conference got better. You need to get a lot better up front. So that leads me into my point into this draft. I'm damn glad that we got Tyler Booker. Yes, I know for some of y'all, it was an overreaction. When I react like that, it's entertainment for y'all to get going, for y'all to laugh. That's for y'all. That's more for y'all than it is for me. I love that we got Tyler Booker. I made sense of the pick for it on live, and I made sense for the pick when I posted my reaction on Twitter and TikTok. This is a player that's going to move bodies. I did a film session on him. Please check out my film session. I am starting to do it on this channel. That's my next step. That's where I need to get better as a YouTuber, is doing film and adding that to my bag, because I need to get a lot better at that. And not only I can paint a lot of great pictures in your guys' mind, but I want to show you guys film along with what I'm saying. Please check out my Tyler Booker film. I will leave the link for that in my description. But I love Tyler Booker. I love what he's able to do in against the LSU Tigers, against Georgia, against Wisconsin. He had 3 really good tapes against those guys, but I mainly showed you guys what he did against his conference opponents in the SEC, and that's top-tier talent. And I love what he was able to do against those guys. He will be a starter for you. He will be a player in 2035 that you're going to be like, damn, that was a damn good player for us. He was a 10-year. He's a 10-year player. Was an all-decade player. He's going to be all-pro type of offensive lineman, in my opinion. Now we're talking about pick 44. That was our 2nd round pick. This is another really good pick by the Dallas Cowboys. And also, the theme of this draft class is they love football, leadership. All of them have great underdog type stories, but a lot of them guys are great football players. So we just don't have a lot of scrappy guys that are just, oh yeah, you know, we're just a bunch of underdog guys, but we're just going out there with no talent. Nah, we have underdog stories with great adversity, great men, great leaders, and these guys are going to come in. They're not going to take the game for granted, and that's what we need in this building. When we're talking about changing the culture, We need guys that actually love football. There should not be a player underneath the Brian Schottenheimer regime that should never be questioned about whether or not they love football. So Donovan Uzurike, 6'1", won the Ted Hendricks Award, which is basically the Defensive Player of the Year in college football. He had 16 and a half sacks last year. He forced 3 fumbles last year in the ACC. He had 80 tackles, 16 and a half sacks, 1 pass deflection. This is a damn great player in my opinion. I know he's undersized at 6'1", but when I say I love football players, and we're talking about changing the culture, that's what we need. We need guys that can come in here and change the culture. And I talked about, I'm a man that likes to add talent on talent. If you have a top 5 talent in Micah Parsons, why not put other great pass rushers around Micah Parsons, whether that's defensive line, whether that's edge, whether that's actual coverage linebackers, whether that's corners, whether that is safeties. I love that we actually have a real pairing mate with him. Not DeMarcus Lawrence, who's going to be a great run defense guy, but when we need him to win his matchup versus Lane Johnson, he can't do it. When I need him to go get a sack against Colton Kivitz, why can't he do it? I need a true pass rusher that can come in and win his matchups, and that's what Donovan Uzurike is going to do. He has every single list of pass rush moves in the book. I will have a film session on him coming very soon. Definitely throughout the week, I will have a Donovan Uzurike type of, Ezraku type of film session going on about the player. I really like this player a lot. There was a damn good player. I said the Dallas Cowboys were going to look for a pass rusher. I understand we spent second-round picks on Sam Williams, but he's a flash-in-the-pan type of player. He has not shown any consistent stuff on tape for you to fully trust in him. He always is getting penalty problems. He's not finishing plays. He's not the type of guy that is consistent in his games. But then that's just on the field. And then off the field, he has the issues that he has, right? So Sam Williams has all the talent in the world. Neck down is never an issue with Sam. It's from the neck up in which he has a problem with. He needs to figure that out for him to be a better player. But the Dallas Cowboys, when we're talking about competition, they're not sold. They said they went in this draft saying, even though we sent a second-round pick on Sam Williams, he doesn't stop me from drafting Donovan Uzurike. Marshawn Nealon, who's going to be a really good rundown player for us, he is not going to stop us from getting a pass rush specialist and Donovan Ezraku. Just because we got Dante Fowler back, he can roll out the bed and get you 10 or 13 sacks with help of Micah Parsons. That's not going to stop me. He's only on a 1-year deal. He's not going to stop me from getting a longer term, possibly even a better player and a 4-year player. And this is a guy, when the Dallas Cowboys miss on their other second-round picks, and this is going to be a second-round pick that you look at, they're like, damn, they hit on that one, how they did for Trayvon Diggs and DeMarcus Lawrence. And you'll look at Donovan Ezraku and put him in the same breath of those second-round guys and be like, that's a second-round player that got a second contract that was worth the damn for our team. And that's what I see out of Donovan Ezraku. I really love his game. My favorite, next, my third round, pick 76, Savon Revel Jr. Savon Revel Jr. I had him graded as a second-round player. If he did not have a knee injury, I was going to put him in the first round. He is 6'2". I had 8 tackles, had 2 pass deflections. He had 2 interceptions in the 2023 season. I will have film breakdown on him. This is a corner that I love. I love his story. I had yesterday on Friday, I talked about his story. First, wasn't able to play for a big-time university because of academic issues. And then he was dealing with some injuries as well. And then he had to go to the JUCO route. He had to work, he had to work a 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. shift at Amazon, was working in a warehouse. Got tried out. His dad drove him to East Carolina. He had to try out. He made it happen. He got a full ride scholarship, balled out in 23, dealt with another injury. This is a player that loves the game of football, and this is a player that is never going to take this game for granted, and we need that for the Dallas Cowboys. We need a guy that just nothing. When I hear him talk, reminds me in a way where smaller friend group, tight knit group, knows what he wants to do. He went out, he went to go do it. Now he's on the next level. He's gonna be a damn good football player. And he has that similar length of like a Tariq Woolen, but for me, he's just a better corner. And that was an absolute steal in the 3rd round. And I really love that pick a lot. The next pick that I really like, and now we're changing the dynamic of the offense. We're talking about weapons, right? I would have loved to have taken a running back at, pick 44. Like, I would have loved it, Caleb Johnson. That was a great pick by the Steelers. That's a team that knows how to draft. I would have loved Caleb Johnson at pick 44. That would have been a better that would have been a back that I felt a lot confident in, and he would have been a starter for me day one. But Jadion Blue out of Texas, man, 5'9", has great contact balance. He's going to outrun defenders. He can run outside the tackles, inside zones. You give him a lane. You give him, roll off the red carpet for him. That guy's going to take. He ran a 4.3 40. He's a 4.2 guy at, all healthy. He's feeling good. That's a 4.2 athlete right there at the running back position. He can catch routes out of the backfield. This is an all-around back. I love that we were able to get a damn good player for me in the 5th round. I love this player a lot. Pick 152, we traded up from pick 174 up to 152. We traded with the Arizona Cardinals, and we picked up when we got Shamar James. This is a very trait guy. We need to make sure he's able to see the field and diagnose what he's seeing on these NFL offenses. But all the other tools he got, he can run sideline to sideline. He has very great length, great size for his position, 6'2". This is a damn good linebacker. I love Shamar James. He's not afraid to hit. He's going to whack people. He can force fumbles. This is a damn good player. And, they call Matt Eberflus the linebacker guru, the linebacker whisperer. If he can get anything out of Shamar James, and you add that to a healthy DeMarvin Overshown, a healthy and a second year of Maris Lufau, then you got Jack Sanborn, and then you have Kenneth Murray Jr. You have a lot of great linebackers, or potentially great linebackers. We just need to put it all together, and I think that we're able to do this. And then we have Johnny Cornelius. I think this is a damn good pick. Now, I understand right here at this pick, if I'm keeping it 100, I would have loved the Dallas Cowboys to have gone either Damian Martinez, who's my 10th ranked running back, and I had him ranked in the 4th round on my board. And I believe Damian Martinez could have went out there and started for you, and you would have had Damian Martinez and Jadion Blue, and that would have been your starting tandem for the next 4 years plus if you wanted to extend one of those guys. Damian Martinez would have been a damn starter, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. He's with the Seattle Seahawks. And shout out to all my Seahawks fans out there. Shout out to Yassine. That's a damn great pick for y'all. But I would have gone Damian Martinez, wide receiver. I would have gone Xavier Restrepo because he was still available at that time. I would have gone Jalen Royals. He went to Kansas City. Like, everybody hate Kansas City. Y'all must hate them because of the way that they can draft. I mean, Kansas City can draft they behind off, man. And then, you saw Torrey Horton had win in that same round, but he went a few picks before us. I would love Kobe Hudson. Tej Johnson went to the Buccaneers in 7th round. They over there treating Baker Mayfield like a king, and Dak Prescott got community college receivers outside of CeeDee Lamb. They would have been great playing for one of these community college. In your local community college, Jalen Tolbert might be Jerry Rice to them. But in the NFL, he's just a jag, in my opinion. But damn, I would love the starting wide receiver in the 6th round. Not upset at all at Cornelius, but again, great story. Wanted to play football. They got him listed at 6'4.5". I believe the Dallas Cowboys might try to put him as a inside player, like a guard. But I believe for me, this is a right tackle, swing guy. This is a damn good player. Was an all-time, was part of the all-team for the Pac-12 in 2023. This is a really good player, in my opinion. I really like Johnny Cornelius. This is a damn good pick, in my opinion. But I wanted the Dallas Cowboys to go double up at running back or get a wide receiver at this spot. But I like the pick nonetheless. Jay To'ola, defensive tackle, nose tackle, 6'2", trash can full of dirt type of guy. When you think about Carson Schlesinger, Oluwafemi Olodejo, you think about all of the linebackers that came out of UCLA and the guys that were able to play just in the past 3 years while Jay To'ola was there, and you see why those guys were able to have so much success is because we talk about we in football, we always hype up these skill positions, but we never talk about the guys that are at the line of scrimmage that are making these plays. Jay To'o is a damn good nose tackle, trash can full of dirt, and I like him a lot. And I like that the Dallas Cowboys were not messing around and they wanted to fix their trenches. Again, the better teams like Kansas City, New York, Philly, they spend higher draft capital. Like they spend day 1, day 2 picks to go fix their defensive line. That's why they're able to fix their defensive line, and they're such a havoc and they're such a headache for the defensive line because they spend premium picks at the position. We unfortunately don't spend premium picks at safety, nose tech positions that matter for some odd reason, but we do. I mean, we don't do it. I'm sorry, but I like Jay To'o a lot. I believe he's an athletic nose tackle. The only thing we really need to fix on is his pass rusher, but I'm not worried about that. Once he gets used to playing with other grown man strength and he utilizes what his college strength was in transition that's a grown man strength, we're going to have a great player on our hands and definitely a rotational player to go with Mozzie Smith. Alrighty, our second seventh round selection was Phil Maffa. That's a power back, in my opinion. I didn't know what to think about him. I heard his name a lot. I didn't watch the player myself. I watched him in the time between the draft that ended until now. I really like this player. He had 1,100 yards in the ACC. At Clemson, damn good back. They played in the playoffs. Had a big, game in the ACC championship against SMU. He had 8 touchdowns. In his season last year, he had an average 5.2 yards a carry. He can catch out of the backfield. This can be your Javonte Williams replacement. If you had my opinion on what the running back room should look like if we're carrying 4, it's going to be Jadeon Blue, Phil Maffa, Javonte Williams, and then Hunter Lepke if we're using a fullback. Deuce Vaughn can get cut, traded, whatever, and Miles Sanders can see ya. Love you, but see ya. That's what I would do. That's what my running back room would look like. Deuce Vaughn will get cut, and Miles Sanders can dip. But if we're going to keep 4 backs, because we're going to consider a fullback a back, and we do consider them as backs when we're breaking down personnel. And then last but not least, Tommy Akeem Basotti from Maryland. Football player that, defensive lineman, another trash can full of dirt type of guy. He's 6'3", weighs 306 pounds out of Maryland. This is a damn good player. This is somebody that looks to Micah Parsons, can work with his hands. Again, leverage. We're going to teach leverage, technique, how to play with other grown men, and how these guards are automatically set up. It's tough for these nose tackles and these trash can full of dirt type of guys to come in and be instant impact players, because you're not going to just go into the league after you were pushing around guys who are probably not going to play at the next level. You were able to do that greatly at college football, but in the NFL, it's a different monster, right? And they know that a lot more because they're playing, but I know that a lot seeing up these players up close and personal. So overall, if I'm putting the fact that they didn't get a wide receiver, they did not get a true running back 1. Outside of that, they didn't really focus on weapons too much. And what grade I would give this draft class, in my opinion, I am giving this class a B+, and I'm sleeping well tonight knowing that I have some damn good football players that have to contribute because of the way that your front office have been asinine and basura at building a roster that most of these kids, I don't know why I keep saying kids, because they my age. So most of these guys have to come in and start for you. Booker's going to start. Donovan Uzurike is going to be in one of the rotational spots. He's going to get spot reps. Savon Reville, when he is healthy, he's going to play outside corner. While he's rehabbing, I'm signing Stephon Gilmore. Jadeon Blue is going to be my running back 2. Shamar James is going to be my linebacker 3. He's going to be getting spot duty times and blowouts, or if we're getting blown out, because I don't think this team is going to do too much next year, or this coming fall. I don't think they're going to do too much, and that's just me being non-biased. He's going to provide something for you. Johnny Cornelius is going to be your backup swing tackle, in my opinion. Jay To'o is going to be that spelled nose tackle for Mozzie. Phil Maffa is going to be your 3rd running back, special teams, and then you're going to he might start for you eventually down the line after you don't retain Javonte Williams. And then you got Tommy, TA from Maryland. I'm not going to try to keep pronouncing his last name. But yeah, that's about it for the video. I give this class a B+, if I didn't say that. But that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.